On the world news tonight, first the headlines. Tinubu remains committed to safeguarding Nigeria's democracy. NLC holds back from declaring indefinite strike. Your thoughts, your Adua, Jonathan, Tinubu, others. Insanity has really cost you setback. President Tinubu has continued Buhari's vicious cycle by failing to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To curb illegal mining, banditry, Zamfara governor issues shoot-at-sight order. On sports, Super Eagles icon JJ Okocha hails Victor Osimhen. I am Morire Rabila Lawal, the news in detail. Vice President Kashim Shettima yesterday stated that President Bola Tinubu remains committed to safeguarding Nigeria's democracy by conscientiously working to the enshrinement of democratic ideals and values through collaborative partners with all arms of government. The Vice President was speaking while declaring open a retreat for the leadership of the 10th National Assembly in Ikot Ekpenem. Akwa Ibom State said the unrivaled democratic credentials of President Tinubu, which include legislative experience, will continue to rub off on the entrenched and valuable governance style of the President, especially as it borders on respect of the rule of law, adherence to separation of powers, as well as deference for constitutional rights. Shettima also stressed the need for effective collaboration and harmony with the leadership of the 10th National Assembly in order to address all issues confronting the nation. According to him, without effective collaboration, it would be difficult for Nigeria to surmount our economic and political problems. This, he said, is more to the expectations of Nigerians would be met regardless of the present challenges. He said, for the first time in our history, all the elected heads of our branches of government are pronounced by the hallowed halls of the National Assembly. For the first time in our history, the act of the executive branch of our government is serviced by the alumni of the National Assembly. Both the Chief of Staff and Deputy Chief of Staff to the President are proud alumni of the National Assembly. The Secretary to the Federal Government is one of us. The Nigeria Labour Congress says it has not declared an indefinite strike. In a telephone interview, Benjamin Upa described as fake news making the rounds that the Congress was to commence an indefinite industrial action. With the expiration of its 21 working day ultimatum to the federal government, Nigerians await NLC's next line of action. The NLC spokesman said, contrary to reports on social media, it had not declared an indefinite strike at the expiration of its 21-day ultimatum to the federal government. Benson Opa, in whose name the purported statement was said to have been issued, insisted that the NLC is yet to release any statement after the expiration of a timeline to the authorities. NLC's head of information department and said the NLC understands the apprehension among Nigerians regarding its demand for the wage award, new minimum wage and subsidy removal palliative, which government has yet to positively respond to. Moving on to the next story. Mrs. Taiwo Martins, former President Olusegun Obasanjo's estranged wife, has lambasted the former president, saying he is the singular power to maintain many souls in Nigeria, including his family and children's alive. Mrs. Taiwo said this in a statement she captioned, Obasanjo the greatest impostor, the roar and ranting of an old dying lion, laying claim to infallibility, which she personally signed and issued in Abuja in response to a statement credited to Obasanjo where he reportedly called Mrs. Taiwo, who has two children, Olajuwon and Olubunmi, for him an impostor. The estranged wife of the former president had begged for forgiveness and pardon for the former president from all Yoruba's sons and daughters worldwide over a controversy trailing his statement at his saying. Oyo State, during the commissioning of projects executed by the state governor, Seyi Makinde, reacting to the statement in which she said the former president called her an impostor and said that her mental health is questionable. Mrs. Taiwo said, I want the world to know that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is the greatest impostor of all time, the liar, the cheat, the deceiver, who now equates himself to the Almighty God and who now arrogantly believes that he has the unchallengeable power of life and death to render totally useless whoever tries to point out an error of his and doesn't agree to any of his rigid, ultimate posture of methodology in handling issues. Once that ambassador sees you as his perceived enemy who will not dance in his tune 100%, he would go out to destroy you. He would do all within his highly toxic evil network to destroy whoever offers a word of respectful caution on him. From a very poor, humble beginning, God gave that ambassador all that anyone could ever want in life, took him to the pinnacle in the army and in the government of Nigeria. Since you left Doden Barracks, you have been fighting all presidents who came after you, saying, talking, addressing them as no good. You have rubbished, abused, insulted, criticized, humiliated, fourth, ridiculed every president who came to power. Are you the only ex-president we have in Nigeria? All our former presidents, General Babangida, General Abdulsalami, General Yakubu Gowon, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, etc., they do not fight their children or wives, nor ridicule people here and there in our nation. All our former presidents in Nigeria comport themselves with dignity. They don't fight nor rubbish every successive president we have like you do. With all God has done for you, you are still very bitter and sadistic. Insanity has really caught up with you if you don't know. I repeat again with all respect to you, sir, that you are the impostor who, like Satan, is masquerading as a solution to problems which you have created for us in Nigeria and Africa. You had a real problem troubling the land of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria, troubling families and homes and the society at large. God gave you life, good health, made you famous. God gave you wealth, made you 3 times president of Nigeria. Yet you couldn't give us beautiful roads and 18 or 24 hours electricity, which others could build on. All you do is fight. Fight every president who comes to power after you, instead of embracing them as your loving children to be mentored, supported, and guided by you to give us excellent service that will bring comfort to us in all we expected. Moving on to the next story. Aloy Ejimako, the special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has described the continual detention of the IPOB leader as a tactic used by the Nigerian government to fuel insecurity in the southeast region of the country. Ejimako alleged that former President Muhammad Buhari was deliberate in refusing to release Kanu during his era, and lamented that President Bola Tinubu has also continued the vicious cycle by refusing to release Kanu. He said that Kanu's arrest, rendition, and detention were all part of plan to excavate insecurity in the southeast. Ejimako, in his tweets, wrote Buhari rendition/detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his violent oppression of dissent in southeast were part of their broader agenda to fuel insecurity in Igbo land. It is baffling that this matter at official Abad has allowed this to continue by not releasing #MNK. It's a vicious cycle. The focus on the judiciary and resort to civil disobedience for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is only because Britain has been reluctant to levy a diplomatic clout like it did in the case of the attempted rendition of Umaru Diko in 1984. Going to the north, Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal on Saturday ordered a ban on illegal mining activities and directed law enforcement officials to take stringent action against visitors. All over the years, illegal mining in the state has tended to fuel banditry and other criminal activities, according to reports. The governor justified the ban in a statement by his spokesperson, Suleiman Bala Idris, describing illegal mining as destructive activity, arguing further that government has to implement measures to protect the safety and well-being of the people. The statement reads, security operatives have been given strict orders to take bold action and shoot at sight anyone found engaging in illegal mining. The directive has become necessary to ensure the safety and security of the good people of Zamfara State and deter potential wrongdoers from committing such acts. It is also designed to enable the government to be in total control of the state's resources and block activities that endanger the lives and property of the people. Illegal mining is undeniably one of the driving forces behind the rampant banditry plaguing Zamfara State. We must take swift, decisive action to curb this menace and restore peace and security to our communities. Moving on to Oyo State. The Oyo State government on Saturday commenced a process to review its minimum health service package that patients can access at primary health care facilities across the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Oluwaserimi Adejumobi, said this while delivering a speech at the review meeting held in Oyo Town. A statement by the State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Dr. Oyolade, in Ibadan, the state capital, quoted Adetumobi as saying that the minimum service package needs to be standardized. She revealed that the primary objective of the review meeting was to meet the basic health needs of the entire people of the state, adding that the initiative is a priority set of interventions that should be provided in PHC centers daily at little or no cost. The commissioner said the Governor Seyi Makinde-led administration had shown unflinching commitment to the health sector since he came on board in 2019, noting that the commitment of the governor to the health sector was targeted at improving the health indices and the level of health status of residents of the states. To the next story, at least 10 people have been confirmed dead out of 91 cases diphtheria disease recorded in 14 local government areas of Jigawa State, an official of the State Ministry of Health has disclosed. Diphtheria is an acute and highly contagious bacterial disease causing inflammation of the mucous membranes, formation of a false membrane in the throat, which hinders breathing and swallowing, and potentially fatal heart and nerve damage by bacterial toxin in the blood. It's strains of bacteria called Corynebacterium diphtheria that makes a toxin. Confirming the outbreak of the disease in the states, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Salisu Muhazu, said that so far 2 cases have been confirmed at Kazaure and Jaun local government area, and some samples have been taken to Abuja for confirmation. Given further details, Muhazu stated that the epidemic had been recorded at areas with 0 doses of roughing immunization in the affected local government areas in the states. From the north, we go straight to the trending story of the passing of the talented musician Mobad. The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Lagos State Council, on Saturday said the individual reportedly arrested for injecting the lead singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mobad, is not a registered nurse. The association disclosed this in a press statement signed by the State Secretary, Toba Odumosu. The association also urged the media to verify the qualifications and professional status of individuals before labeling them as healthcare professionals. Information reported that the 27-year-old Mobad died on September 12, 2023. On September 14, Mobad's father, Joseph Aloba, said the singer passed away after receiving an injection administered by an auxiliary nurse. Aloba said, according to what I heard from people, I did not believe in that. The only thing I can think of is maybe there is auxiliary nurse that used to treat people, which is a very bad idea. I do not know the kind of level the woman is. They said they called her to give him injection, and that is a very bad idea. And that injection can result in any length. He had wounds, but I do not know the kind of wounds he had. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Police Command on Friday said the late singer's remains have been deposited at the mortuary after the completion of an autopsy on his body. While expressing its condolence to the family of the late singer, the Lagos State Council of NANNM said there is need for professionalism in reporting and conducting the ongoing investigation into the circumstances surrounding Mobad's death. And to foreign story. Niger's coup leader accused the head of the United Nations on Friday of obstructing their participation in the body's General Assembly, saying it was likely to undermine any effort to end the crisis in our country. Rebel elite soldiers overthrew President Mohamed Bazoum on July 26 and had since detained him at his home with his family. Negotiations to restore civilian rule have yet to bear fruit, with the junta demanding a 3-year transition and the economic community of West African states ECOWAS calling for the immediate return of the democratically elected Bazoum. The coup has been strongly criticized by Western governments and global bodies, such as the UN, which is holding its General Assembly of World Leaders in New York this week. In a release read on public television, the military said UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres went astray in the exercise of his mission by obstructing Niger's full participation in the 78th session of the UN General Assembly. Finally, on sports. Nigerian football legend J.J. Okocha Austin recently extended his heartfelt encouragement and advice to SSC Napoli forward Victor Osimhen. J.J. Okocha has applauded Osimhen's remarkable achievement, particularly his outstanding performance with Serie A champions Napoli last season. The 26-year-old sensation emerged as the hero of the previous season, ultimately ending Napoli's 33-year long drought to become Italian champion once again. Osimhen's excellent prowess led to 26 goals, securing him to be top scorer and propelling Napoli to their fourth Serie A title victory in more than 3 decades. With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's World News from Baba Bagede Imo Television. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu remains committed to safeguarding Nigeria's democracy. NLC holds back from declaring indefinite strike. You have fought Yar'Adua, Jonathan, Tinubu, others. Insanity has really caught up with you. President Tinubu has continued Buhari's vicious cycle for failing to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And on sports, Super Eagles icon JJ Austin Okocha has hails Victor Osimhen for his brilliance. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Movive Rabila Lawal.